Between our industry of death, making a killing, and marketing of madness documentaries, there are now 44 million who will tell you they've cut Sykes from their Christmas lists. Between the story of human rights and our 30 public service announcements, we've now reached nearly half this planet's young people with the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Meanwhile, between our 13 Truth About Drugs booklets, 16 public service announcements, and a full-length documentary, there are now 500 million at-risk age groups running with the truth about drugs. The learning curve is likewise short and sweet wherever the Way to Happiness plays, because with 21 PSAs now flanked by our new Way to Happiness book on film, there are now 85 million copies in circulation. And given what eradicates drugs, criminality, and human rights abuse will inevitably inspire others, combine it all, and this is what we mean by that phrase, fourth dynamic salvage. A full 1.5 billion people now reached with our campaigns.
The church is obsessed with good PR, good public relations. Well, you can see how well they've done on that. Office of Special Affairs clamps down with a vengeance on any bad PR. It's put in a vault, it's locked down. Let's take all this brouhaha on superpower, supposed to open October 6th. The very first person that completes superpower, that has a mental breakdown, takes off their clothes, walks down Fort Harrison Avenue, wow, that's an OSA cycle. Because it would be a public relations disaster that you do superpower and you spin around these 2001 Space Odyssey machines and you go crazy. So the OSA job would be, how do we contain it? That's a real word used with it. How do we contain it? How do we clamp it down? When somebody does go mad inside the church, we call it type 3. Ooh! Only Office of Special Affairs is phoned and the place is manipulated. I know a person in the Northwest that died in the middle of a solo knot session. And the Office of Special Affairs got the meter hidden and the e-meter cans. Oh my God, don't let, before you call the police, because if the police saw the guy died in the middle of this, again it would be bad public relations.
What?
So the meter was hidden, and the cans were hidden, and the worksheets were hidden, and so on. So, Office of Special Affairs, while being a lying machine to spout out good news, they think.
This was also the decade of ideal orgs. There now stand a full 16 at the skylines of cultural centers world over, while another 57 are in hand, designed, and rolling to completion. And if only for the sake of numbers, that's 8.3 million square feet of new service facilities, and the world of Scientology expanded tenfold in the last 10 years.
Also, hide the bad news. Well, Faye Gay was never canceled. L. Ron Hubbard even said a little lower down, we're only going to change announcing it because it's bad PR, but it doesn't change anything. He said that. It doesn't change anything, and it doesn't change the way suppressive people are handled. So of course it is alive and well. If anything, OSA have shown in the 199-day siege on Marty Rathbun's home that fair game is alive and well. They've got 1,000 hate tabloid malicious websites defaming anyone who's talked to the media or been critical. That is fair game. That is fair game.
Of course, we have also now entered the next frontier with Dianetics on film, and it makes for a Dianetics boom that's truly by the book. As in those attending seminars erasing birth engrams every 2 minutes and 23 seconds, and the same for prenatals every minute 48. All of which makes for a perfect Dianetic storm, and it's 40 times what went down in the spring of 1950. Then again, there's all else we've done so the world may read, listen, and view Source.
So does fair game begin with collecting data from a person's confessional folders?
Yes, that's where it starts.
And then does it go to a dead agent pack?
It depends how high up a threat you are. For them to take trouble to do a dead agent pack on you, you've got to be really kicking ass, you know. But it is a compilation. Anything you ever said, the church cannot. The joke of it all, this is hilarious. The church cannot take criticism. It just has an epileptic seizure if you criticize the church. And guess what? There must be 10 million websites criticizing the church. Talk about becoming what you resist. I don't think any church under the sun, moon, and stars is derided and mocked and ridiculed and spat on than the Church of Scientology. Why? Because it's a Frankenstein church looking to retaliate and maliciously, vindictively come after you.
Mustering 6,000 volunteer ministers, we trained an army 200,000 strong from 170 nations, and they've now proven something can be done about it to more than 10 million people, which is tenfold the previous decade. These were also the years we unleashed our fourth dynamic salvage campaigns to ensure there will yet be a human race to save. Call it Planetary Survival 101.
You saw that recent thing that they were having a meeting on human rights with other religions? Human rights? A church that doesn't let you talk to your own family, takes away cell phones, no internet, no library, can't have a day off, can't talk. They talk about human rights while they whip you, beat you, people are body slammed, abused, put on rice and beans, put in solitary. Do you see the spin of Office of Special Affairs? Having a symposium on human rights? Office of Special Affairs PR doing the spin. Just another day at the ranch.